14 podcast, and the real Hell Week has actually ended. The Toronto Blue Jays lose 3 of 4 to the Baltimore Orioles, but I'll be honest with you, the vibes felt a little bit better after today's win, and they finish the month of July with the most wins in baseball. Most wins in the month of July in baseball, 18.
Really?
Yeah.
Pretty good.
When all things considered, yeah.
They couldn't stop shit from scoring this week. It was as bad as it gets, and it's so good to have some doom posting back from people who are just kind of back in on the Jays. Like, oh,
Leafs fans?
This team sucks. Like, we've got to get more people.
Yeah.
Hey, like, you got probably the heart of your team, George Springer, out right now. One of the most important, Kirk, out
the best catcher in the American League in baseball, not named Cal Raleigh.
Yeah, I mean, it's crazy. Like, the guy who's really good defensively and turns out can handle a staff really, really well. Things kind of go to shit with that pitching staff when he's not back there a little bit. So one of those series where if you're able to look at it from a clear view, as most should, happens all the time. It shouldn't change your outlook on the team. Like, you're looking at the back half, and it's all guys who have like spent time in the minors. Those guys aren't going to be playing a significant role when everyone's healthy.
Like, Easton Lucas is not going to be making starts for this baseball team going down the stretch.
Dude, piggybacking Lazaro Estrada with Easton Lucas. Yeah. I mean, I understand what people are going to say. This isn't a major league pitcher. The reason he's there is because you don't have enough major league pitchers because you're playing a doubleheader. You need an extra guy, so you take a minor leaguer to do it. And it worked out better for the Orioles than the Blue Jays, but like, how could we even be surprised that Easton Lucas got lit up? Like, it just, you can't.
Yeah, and I again, looking at it on a greater scale, this team has played so good for 3 months. I don't even think they had a fucking 3-game losing streak over the last 2 months, Avery. I really don't. Like, if a bad, dare I say, Avery, like quote unquote bad road trip is 4-4, we got a really good fucking baseball team. If a bad road trip's 4-4, dude. Against the Tigers, Orioles.
It does need some more context than that, though.
Sure, but if you look on a greater scale, you look back on the season and you say you took 3 of 4 from the AL Central leaders, but you lost 3 of 4 to a last-place team, it's still 4-4.
Yeah, you played some pathetic baseball this week, and it's a stretch of 14 games in 13 days, which is insane. Like, no off day.
A lot of baseball games in 50 degrees Celsius.
Yeah, I mean, obviously you're going to be dogging it by the end, still like decent enough efforts, but it's not going to be how like the same as when you started as when you finish in that, and it was so hot for the end of it too. I don't think there was like much of that big of an effort question. They just got beat by a team that's the Baltimore Orioles are a good hitting baseball team.
They rake.
And they finally got the people back.
They rake.
There's, again, second weighted runs created plus against righties at home. They're a great baseball team, and it's the same core of baseball players that won 90 games and 100 games, pretty much. Like the same young core. Some of them have gotten better.
Gunnar Henderson's there. And on top of it, you add a guy who I think's been really good, who I want on the Jays, Ramon Laureano, who's been a stud.
Man, his lefty numbers weren't good, and then he hit every fucking lefty that we threw this week.
Everyone. No matter who.
Yeah.
I think, again, I'm sitting on a take, and I'd love if – I know I'm going to get a lot of listeners mad at this. In my mind, and I texted this to Doc, Leafs fans are worse to me than Yankee fans.
Well, you just see more of them.
That's what I'm saying, because Leafs fans – affect my day-to-day life of enjoying the Toronto Blue Jays. You know? It's like, again, I get the loser posting. You got shit pumped for 4 games. You gave 4,000 runs. But the people that were DMing me, tweeting at me, that were fans of the team saying, run's over, the run's over, the dream's over, the season's over, you're an idiot. Yeah. This isn't an NFL season, an NHL season when you play 82 games, 16 games. It's 162 games, okay? The Dodgers got pumped. 9 of 11 they lost. The Tigers, who we just played, lost 12 of 13. The Oakland Athletics swept the Astros on the road last week. This is what happens in baseball. It's not letting the lows affect your outlook on the greater picture. And the greater picture is this is a team that is 18 games above 500 right now.
Yep.
And they trimmed some of the fat. And I know we're Chad Green guys. You're taking away Chad Green innings now with goddamn Sir Anthony Dominguez.
He's had a pretty
Who
good
has-
start to his Blue Jays career.
4 punchies in 2 innings, no runs, 1 base runner. Chad's not giving you that. Like in leverage.
Chad's giving you no swing and miss at this point.
No,
and,
none.
And he was throwing batting practice is
15 home runs he's given up.
Yeah, effectively what it was. So again, you've made that upgrade, and we got tomorrow. So tomorrow we'll come into the office, and as soon as the trade deadline hits, we'll put out a trade deadline recap of
what the Jays did.
Yeah, whatever it is.
Like if you want reactions from us, I'll be doing reactions on the TikToks and stuff.
But we'll do a full view. We'll put out a video tomorrow.
I think a live stream.
You think so?
Yeah, should be a live stream.
Okay, we'll
do a live stream.
I think we can get some more graphics, make it look a little nicer for the people if we have to. But it doesn't matter. We'll figure it out, make it look good, but we'll be able to talk about the moves tomorrow. The Sir Anthony one, I'm pretty happy with.
Didn't give up much prospect capital.
You really didn't before. It could get crazy. You'd think as it gets closer to the deadline, the selling teams are panic a little more. They would take less. But like you see what they gave up for Tyler Rogers right now. I don't know what his control is, but JWB is a guy who is lost in the shuffle of starting pitchers.
There's too many good. You can never have too many good starting pitching prospects.
No,
but he's behind Rojas, right? Or not Rojas, is that his name?
Yeah.
He's behind Rojas, Trey, Gage, in my opinion. I think we're biased, obviously. Yeah. But like Cal, those are all guys who have shown rapid development in this system compared to JWB.
Yeah.
Right?
I don't think he got you a player. Like he had enough. He'd been pitching well enough to get you the player. So why just made the point to us, there's not many JWBs left in the system that we can trade for relievers, though. It's either guys who are like clearly better than him or clearly worse.
Yeah.
There's still some question marks as to how high his ceiling could be, but on the surface side, like it's a great move that needed it for. There is great upside in Sir Anthony Dominguez because he can strike people out.
Yes.
And that's he started throwing a new splitter, and it's changed his full year. So you get to an organization that loves splitters, and I think it could be a nice little perfect marriage there. And I love that as the first move. Need some more moves to happen.
And there will be more. There's still more players to come off the board. I don't think people realize Taylor Rogers was even a trade chip, and he got traded, right?
The Giants just kind of proclaimed that they were going to sell today.
Like today. Yeah, I just saw a tweet. Justin Verlander's on the market.
Oh, I mean, who the fuck won?
Oh, yeah. I mean, John Morosi tweeted Justin Verlander.
Did Ben Verlander tweet that?
I don't know, but John Morosi tweeted it carrying water for Justin Verlander. He tweeted his last 10 innings pitched 1 run. It's like, could you make it more obvious you're getting paid by fucking agents to tweet shit? His last 10 innings, 1 run. Awesome, man. Great. Cool. I mean, last 10 innings pitched. What's his full scope? 1 win. I know we don't care about pitchers wins. 5 ERA.
It's funny when it's Justin Verlander.
Yeah, 5 ERA. Like, let's relax. But couple things from the series that I kind of noticed. Some guys coming back to life. Addison Barger had a decent series, had a home run, but some of the swings were really like unserious. We talked about it on the post-game show that we did. But yeah, I mean, listen, those series are going to happen. Guys are going to get cold. And the thing is, I'm just happy they won a fucking game, to be honest with you, because
didn't look good.
It did not look good today. They clawed back. That Lucas home run, oh my God, that ball was annihilated. And then it happens after Ali Sanchez gets robbed by fucking Willie Mays in center field.
Yeah, twice.
But like, man, I don't know, man. It's just like Kirk is gone right now. He's hurt, concussion. They said he's going to hopefully be in Buffalo this weekend on Friday and see if he's good for Saturday, Sunday.
I think he can come off Sunday. That's the earliest.
He can come off Sunday. And then you got George Springer, who got hit in the head. Like I said, I think he's fine. They said he ran in the outfield today, and he was fine. They just wanted to be precautionary with it. Those are 2 massive pieces in the middle of the order, okay? Like, those are going to eliminate an Ali Sanchez at-bat. That is going to eliminate... Miles Straw was awesome today, so I can't really say Miles Straw. I can't really say.
But Miles Straw is not a good hitter.
He's not George Springer. He's not Varsho, right? Like
he can have moments, and he can be super important for sure, but he's not the bat you want up pretty much like most of the time. He can put something special together,
for sure.
And we love when he does that. But again, he's not a great hitter. But you get Varsho coming back hopefully too.
Yeah,
like
Friday.
Like you're kind of full strength by the start of next week, and we're in a way
against the Rockies.
Yeah, we're in a way better spot, man.
Yeah, it was, again, I get how frustrated the series was. I mean, yesterday was a frustrating game. We were watching it at Rufus. Like, the Bo Bichette at bat sucked. He jumped to swing at a pitch over his head, and he missed it. that's obviously one that's going to kind of stick with me in terms of like, fuck, man, that sucked. Like, again, I'm not going to full blown loser post. If you told me in April, after watching that April run the Jays had when they sucked, that, oh, hey, Johnny, by the way, going into August, the Toronto Blue Jays would be in first place in the division in 18 games above 500, I'd say, yeah, I'm taking that 10 times out of 10. I don't care how they get there.
You should. The only thing I feel is if you're watching every single pitch, that shit's going to piss you off immensely.
For sure.
And I understand. Like, I try to look at it. I think I'm different than most people, that I'm not. I'm different than you. Fuck. Like, reactionary wise, it's not going to ruin my day that day because I'm able to sit back and be like, you know what? That shit can happen. But if you watch every single pitch, those 2 days pissed you off. And so insane, they go from a doubleheader in the heat, goddamn, the sun.
Yeah.
And then they play at noon the next day, too.
I didn't get that one.
It would be the fastest and they have 4-game losses of all time.
And they have an off day tomorrow, too, so they could have played at 7 tonight.
And Baltimore's not.
They're not playing tomorrow either.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that was strange. But, I mean, again, you had guys pitching who should never step foot in a Major League Baseball field. Easton Lucas. Couldn't locate. He was hitting 97, though. He was hitting 97.
He was.
Yeah, hit 97. Just couldn't locate. Walks tons of guys. Probably easy. He doesn't tunnel his pitches well. He's just not great. And then you got Lazaro Estrada, who again I think I'd rather have him ahead of Chad Green, but he gave you what you needed for like 3 innings. Then they kind of pushed it like you need 4 or 5. Like a couple times to the order in the big leagues, you're going to adjust to
He
Lazaro
might be
Estrada.
interesting as a 1.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. I think his stuff plays for a 1.
But that's not why you need him. Like, that's not what his kind of value
For
brings.
sure.
You need, or you think you need that depth as a starter.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree. I think, I don't know. It's best to have a series like this before the deadline to expose holes. One thing you could say a positive, they exposed the hole of Chad Green. I mean, I know we talked about it. Chad Green seems like a great teammate. We have heard nothing but great things about playing with Chad Green. I've heard everyone loves him. Like Swanee loved him. All the guys love him. Tough one to cut ties with the guy that you paid that much money to coming back from Tommy John. But listen, he is the Rocket Man, as Dr. Internet calls him, and he loves giving up moon bombs. So
I thought he called
both Barrios and him.
Okay.
But they had to cut ties with Chad Green. That's if you're in win now mode, you can't employ a guy who is a coin flip if he's going to give up a run or not every game. That's just what it is.
Yeah. And they're not just runs, they're immediate.
Oh
runs.
my God.
Yeah, and they go really far. I feel
those
good.
balls don't land, Avery.
No, they don't. I feel good that we cut ties when it seems appropriate.
Yes.
With most guys.
Especially when you're trying to build more in the bullpen.
Absolutely. Yeah. I mean, if you're going to try and find someone for cheap, you got to bring cheap guys up from the minors and see if they've got anything. But scary game again today. I mean,
Barrios, the long ball man.
First inning sucked because of that Ernie error.
Yeah.
That, like, the long ball wouldn't have bit him.
Yeah.
At that, but yeah, I mean, that's what Barrios does, man.
He just gives up hard. I tweeted it, and I'm more reactionary than you are, but I think watching our pitchers give up home runs, which are so crucial in the postseason, I really want a starter that doesn't give up hard contact like that, man. Like a Barrios in the playoffs when home runs matter so much because the margin for error is so short, that sucks. Like a Bassett has on the road has been struggling. Like I think they need a pitcher, man, like a starting pitcher.
Yeah, I wouldn't say no if they acquire someone who's good, but the only way to ensure that you're not going to give up home runs is to strike people out, swing and miss. So like, that's the profile you need to get, and those are expensive guys to go after.
And they don't have that on the staff.
Like
right
Bassett,
now.
I don't know what his numbers are this year, but like he was
his K per walk is pretty good though.
It's like, hey, he's gonna give up soft contact, but if they make contact, it goes really far. So
yeah.
I mean, you can look at it different ways. Giving up home runs does suck though,
especially when it's a lot from the starters, like consistently. I mean, Gausman has reeled it in really well. I think Gausman as a game 1 guy is something I'm a little bit more comfortable with now than I was probably say 3 weeks ago. But I wanted to talk about it because I've had a lot of people DM me like, what about a Yusei Kikuchi reunion? And clearly the Angels aren't sellers right now, obviously. I mean, they just went for 2 guys when they're 2 games below 500. I'll never understand that baseball team. But
Yeah, Bass is a great limit hard contact guy again this
Yeah.
year.
Yeah. So where are you at here? Because they got a really good reliever, in my opinion. Sub 3 ERA now.
Yeah.
You dropped his ERA below 3, or it's close to it, over a strikeout per inning guy. Trading assets. Where are you comfortable just not depleting the farm, but if the price is there for a good starting pitcher who's had success this season, are you okay with depleting the farm like a Trey, Arjun, Johnny King package?
The thing that I like about that is they'll do it for a controllable guy.
Yeah.
So it's like, okay, Johnny King, you're this great now 19-year-old, but are you ever
walking machine?
But are you ever going to be as good as Joe Ryan when you know he's good already?
Yeah.
I'll take my chances that Joe Ryan's going to be better than Johnny King. Like that. You're going to need obviously more than that, but yeah, I'll take the chance on that too.
I tweeted today, trade every single fucking prospect if it means we get guys that are good right now. We've never been in this position in our life. I know we keep reiterating and saying it. We've never been first place in the American League East. Second place in the American League record-wise going into a trade deadline. Yep. You got to just let it eat now if I'm Ross. And he kind of did. I mean, I'll be honest with you, I'm not as high on JWB as other guys. I didn't pay attention as much to him, but giving up their 10th ranked prospect for a swing and miss guy that immediately the fastest, the hardest thrower in your bullpen is a pretty good fucking move to start off your trade deadline acquisitions.
Yeah, I would be down to trade with the Rockies, see if they want to get Victor Vodnik or Halverson gone too. They don't
trade their pitchers.
Yeah,
though,
they don't like to sell when they have good pitchers.
Yeah, they don't like to sell it.
No.
Yeah, one guy that has been really, really in a guy that I've seen a lot of trade talk with is a good friend of ours. Where are you at with Joey Loperfido? That trade market. He has had 170 weighted runs created plus since his recall. He was leadoff today. He was fucking awesome today. His exit velocity's up from last year, walk rate's up, and he cut his walks. That's a sexy name, especially treating this last 3 weeks for him as a tryout for other big league teams.
Oh, yeah.
I think his stock is the highest it's ever been right now.
Yeah, I mean, Ross has got to be saying Joey's his MVP of the whole year because either there's teams like the Padres right now who want major leaguers.
Yes.
So it's his tryout over this 2-week stretch has made him way more valuable than he could have ever, than Ross could have thought with how the year's going. I like Joey. I think Joey's good. He's got tools, man, and he's a big frame that seems to have found his swing, and I think it's been successful. Yeah,
it would have to be a big name for me to be fine with parting ways with the guy with that much years left to control. You know?
Yeah.
It'd have to be a name where I'm all right, we sacrifice Lopes for a guy.
We got better today move is what we'd have to have it happen. It would suck for him to be you trade that for a reliever right away, but I don't know. I'm happy for him that things are going well again.
Yeah, and he seems like the confidence is there. They're so confident in him that I'm leaving off. They're leading off today.
Yeah.
For Christ's sake.
Hilarious lineup.
Yeah, hilarious lineup, and they won. They won. They put up crooked numbers. It was just a strange week baseball-wise with the injuries. George Springer, to end the game in a blowout, gets fucking, assaulted in the face. Yeah. I don't know. For me, I hated every second of that series, to be honest with you. But at the end of the day, those are going to happen in baseball. And I'm sure teams have had that against the Blue Jays where nothing could go wrong when they're playing them.
I mean, the Yankees lost 4 straight like that.
Yeah.
They were feeling the exact same way.
And Yankee fans parading saying oh, here comes the Jays downfall. Nothing will be a worse downfall than you guys blowing an 8-game lead in the division. Nothing. That is.
We just got to make sure that.
Well, I mean,
we don't do that.
The highest we'd be is 5.5 though. 8 is a lot of games, dude.
It is.
They were claiming the division was over.
Saw that. That was early.
Yeah.
Very early. It's it's nice that we don't have to worry about it too. But I don't think the Blue Jays are the best team in baseball.
I don't either.
I don't know if they're the best team.
I don't think our fans would even say that.
Yeah, I don't know if they're the best in the American League East. But again, keep it on the tracks. Keep playing their style of baseball. Wins and losses are going to happen at this point. You've built the goodwill where we need to play our best baseball in whatever playoff series. As long as you get there, that's when the best baseball needs to happen. And you can do some doom posting, whatever you want to do, but end of the day, the goal is to win playoff games now. Like, I think we've moved on to that point. Got to keep it on the tracks to make sure we get there, but it's on to winning playoff games now and how we're going to set up to do that.
Yeah, I think, and someone said, I think the Jays, if they played like 3 games below 500 ball when there were 60 games left in the season, they win 90 games. Like,
should get you
like that. They've gave themselves such a good cushion where they could have these lulls like this, you know? So again, I think they'll turn it around in terms of, it's crazy to say when you finish with the most wins in baseball or in the American League in the month of July that they'll turn it around. But yeah, once you start getting guys back, I'm excited for Varsho to be back. I also heard, speaking of Varsho, I heard tons of, I was listening to a certain radio show yesterday when I was driving to Toronto to Rufus, and they were talking about trading Varsho, like for a starting pitcher or bullpen depth. Those same fuckers were complaining the Jays traded Teo for a reliever, now want the Jays to trade Dalton Varsho for a reliever. It's like, do you just forget the doom posting you did for like 4 fucking years, 3 years after Teo left? Now you want to do the exact same thing with Dalton Varsho? Dalton Varsho gives you the slug potential there. The guy in 92 at-bats this season had 8 bombs. Pretty ridiculous with Gold Glove defense. Like, this guy is so valuable to a lineup, and you can manipulate and change a lineup so much better when he's in it.
He's a better bat than Miles Straw. Like, that's your upgrade. So Straw plays less. I don't even feel like that's a real take. Now, I know that they said it, but sure. Like, you could build a roster that has Varsho not on it, but I mean,
do you want to?
like if we're getting contact in the field, he runs down everything. Like, it helps our pitchers out immensely,
especially they get the guys that get hit hard, like
Brewers. Varsho's playing. He's super valuable to this team. So I think that's dumb, but they might think that's the only movable piece that can line up kind of 1-for-1-ish. It wouldn't be 1-for-1. We'd have to have prospects, but if you're looking at value wise, I guess that's where I'll say that's where they're trying to come from. As much as I don't agree.
Man, I tweeted this the other day, and this bullpen has the chance to be special once guys get healthy. Like, I added Helsley to it because that was after they did the tweet about Helsley's, like, the Jays is like their next priority. But Jeff Hoffman, Wyrod, Yimmy, Ryan Helsley, Sir Anthony Dominguez, Brendan Little, Braden Fisher, Nick Sandlin.
One lefty.
I guess you can kind of flip-flop with that with Mason Fluharty, right?
Yeah.
You don't know if Yimmy's going to be back.
He's apparently building up to throwing or like getting kind of
They
close.
said he's going to throw this weekend and see how that works, and that's going to determine if he's good for the rest of the year or not.
Great. Perfect time.
I'm also just happy that, like, Tony Tater's, like, we don't even get updates on him anymore. Still no progress. Nothing new was the update. Tony Tater's, nothing new. All right, sure. Like, I mean, you could have probably just not wrote his name down, probably in the fucking article. Nothing new. Tony Tater's, nothing new. Sure. All right. We'll take that. Tony, thank you, brother. But yeah, this team has been injured, and they are still 8 teams above 500. That's the good point of it. You got a terrible Royals team coming to town this weekend. They suck. They are not good. Bobby Witt obviously rocks. And they just traded. I mean, they loaded up. They just traded for Randall Grichuk.
Randall comes home.
Yeah, Randall's coming home this weekend. So, yeah, I mean, I know people want to talk about this series. There's not really much to talk about besides the pitching was atrocious, to say the least, actually. That'd probably be putting it lightly. The only bright spot was Braden Fisher rocks today. Yeah. 2 massive strikeouts, bases loaded, to kind of get that game back on the tracks when Wyrod had his very rare blow up that he had today.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean that.
I'll give Eric Lauer our guest on this podcast. Lauer. I thought he pitched great.
Weird hook though after the 5th.
Yeah.
Strange hook.
Yeah.
Especially against a team that doesn't hit lefties that well.
Yeah, I mean, the O'Hearn one that was basically a home run ended up triple, and they scored after that. That was kind of only like the damage.
Oh,
got out of it.
I cannot wait for the people to listen to this Eric Lauer interview.
He was so good,
dude.
He's the man.
It's like one. I text this to you, and I know we text all the time. I put that up there with one of my favorite interviews because he would just talk. Like, it was you and I ask a question, he would just ramble on for like a minute, minute and a half.
It's so good that the starting pitchers, they're like, I think they're smart guys, but half the time, 4 days out of 5 of the week, they're just sitting
Chilling,
talking to their
just
buddies.
talking ball with the
Yeah,
boys.
so that's what they're really good at.
Yeah, and
telling
he was the
stories,
best.
talking ball.
His pinch run story, I can't wait for you guys to hear it. It's so
I
fucking
made the
awesome.
clip of it, and that'll come out
It'll
tomorrow.
do triple platinum.
Yeah, it's really good. Sucks that we do it over Zoom and like you don't kind of know when he ends. So
Yeah, we kind
over.
of talked over a couple times, him and
Yeah.
I. But yeah, just awesome stuff. But
That's why Zoom sucks, dude.
Yeah.
I wish
Yeah.
we never had to do Zoom.
Yeah.
But I mean, we're at close to 30 minutes here.
Yeah.
The Eric Lauer interview is an hour long, and it's worth your time. I
yeah,
promise.
listen to it. I know it's a long weekend this weekend. Enjoy it. There's not really much else to talk about besides the fact that they salvaged the series with a 4-game sweep. Like in Baltimore would have sucked, but the boys are out of Baltimore. They're going back to home where they're comfortable right now, where they rake. So let's take a series in Kansas City. I'll go over the series recap, series preview, just quick for the people here, because I know people like when we do this. Michael Wacha versus Gossman. Saturday they haven't announced one, but it's Max Scherzer for the Blue Jays. And then Sunday it's Chris Bassett versus Seth Lugo. Some pretty good pitching matchups they're playing. I mean, Michael Wacha's pretty good. Seth Lugo's pretty good. But unfortunately, we're gonna reverse jinx it again.
I thought Seth Lugo was out for like an extended period.
Is he? I don't know. That's what the app that I won't say it's a piece of shit app says. But yeah. Jace lose 2 of 3 though, unfortunately.
Yeah.
And the Doom posting and Leaf fans keep going at it. In terms of like Jays suck again. So we'll see what happens. But like I said, we'll talk to you guys tomorrow. Obviously, I think it should be a live stream maybe because I don't want it to go over on our video page above the fucking Eric Lauer pod. I want that to stay with the numbers, so we'll do it live. But love you guys, man. Enjoy the Eric Lauer interview. Enjoy the weekend. Be responsible this weekend, the long weekend. We will talk to you guys tomorrow. Gate 14 forever. Let's have ourselves a weekend. All right, we are now joined by the unsung hero, the unsung MVP of our Toronto Blue Jays, and the owner of the greatest hour in professional sports, the Lauer Hour. It is Eric Lauer. Welcome to Gate 14, my friend. How are you?
Good.
How's the season feeling for you? Like, how much breath of fresh air? You're back in baseball, back in the big leagues, doing it big, man.
Dude, it feels so good. Finally, I feel like it's been forever since I've actually been in the big leagues, but it's been a wild ride. I've gotten to go all over the world with it.
Has this season for you exceeded your expectations just in terms of like the opportunity you've gotten on a very good baseball team and how good your numbers have been?
I mean, it was kind of like I was always hoping to make it back to the big leagues, and I think I kept making the joke like when I went over to Korea that the plan was to go back for this year too. The plan was to spend a full year in Korea and then come back an international free agent. And I was like, well, I'd like to get back to the States and play sometime. And then I kept making the joke. I was like, well, I guess Canada is the closest I can get, but that works for me as long as it's in the league. And I mean, it's been fun. It's a great team, great clubhouse. I mean, it's a team where I feel the most comfortable I've probably felt in my entire career.
Did you make any big changes to be like, okay, I'm coming back 2025? It's like, I feel like I'm a different pitcher at this point, or was it just kind of a mental thing? We got some confidence back.
I mean, it was kind of both, honestly. I think a lot of it had to do with like the confidence of just going through like an injury and not really knowing what was wrong and trying to like fight through that, trying to change things, trying to, be like a coachable guy and like listen to what people had to say that were trying to help me. But like just getting back to like being able to pitch the way that I feel like I can get guys out rather than trying to like chase numbers, trying to chase velocity. Like I've always considered myself just a pitcher. Like my college coach always used to say, like, you can throw as hard as you want. Like you don't have to throw a certain mile per hour to be good. Like you throw the ball as hard as you want. You throw it 80, you could throw it 96. Who cares? As long as you get guys out, that's the name of the game. So, I mean, I feel like just coming in and being able to pitch the way that I pitch and get guys out the way that I know how to get guys out has been really like freeing. It's a really freeing feeling for me.
And I wanted to talk about our GOAT, our king, Pistol Pete Walker, we call him. A lefty specialist. We talked about on yesterday's podcast. He kind of has a little bit of a lefty kink. I don't know if you look at his resume, but the Jay Haps of the world, Robbie Ray, Ryu. How massive has Pistol Pete Walker been in kind of revitalizing your career so far?
I mean, he's been huge, and I think the biggest part is just how like willing and open he's been with me about listening to how I like things done. And I think that's a huge part of like what a lot of what's I wouldn't say a lot, but some pitching coaches can definitely overlook listening to the player. And I mean, it might be because they're a younger guy, they don't really know, or like my problem was I never knew how to explain what the hell I was thinking because lefties were weird, and I think that might be something Pete's good at. Because like he's got a little bit of a special brain. He's got that weirdness to him, so he's like I can kind of jive with the lefty brain and the lefty mind, and just like it just feels like he understands.
And Pistol Pete, my favorite thing about him is he coaches, at least what we see, like he's on the fucking mound with you guys. Like this guy is ripping into umpires. Like he shows emotion. How awesome is that to kind of have a pitching coach that it kind of feels like he's right there with you on the bump, grinding out every start day with you?
Oh yeah, he's right there in it. He's fully invested. I mean, it feels like he's just one of the staff. Like he's one of our core guys, and he's just like he's in there every day with you. He's ready to go to war with you, and I mean it's a great feeling knowing that you got a guy like that behind you who's gonna fight for you. And like even when I was in that like in between role of like not knowing what was going on every day and kind of like playing every day by ear, like he'd come up to me and he'd be like, "Man, like I'm fighting for you to start. Like I want you to start. You're a
Wow.
starter. Do that." And he's like, "I think you can. I believe you can. I think that's where you're going to help us the most." And like he was one of the guys that really fought for me to get into the rotation.
Does he? I like when pitchers say Bassett's the one. Pete would want to be on the mound today. Like, does he still truly think maybe it's like, hey, I could get a couple outs in this situation. Like, I got it in me.
Oh, I bet you still believes it. I bet you probably could. I mean, the guy's incredible. But yeah, I don't know. Pete's great. He's one of my favorite pitching coaches I've ever worked with, and he's just he just gets it. He's just one of
How
these like pitching guy.
how's his blend between some of the new school stuff and old school? Like, where would he fall on that scale?
I'd say he's a good mix because like he's willing to dive into the numbers and dive into like the metrics of shit that you want to like see, but he also like sometimes like when the Rapsodo or pitch whatever it's called trackman whenever like if it goes down sometimes he's like you don't need it, we can just eye test. He's like as long as everything's moving right, like we can tell, like we're all baseball guys. That's what like when you get too focused on the numbers and like you have to see the spin, you have to see the break or whatever it might be, then I feel like you're getting a little too out of just like knowing how to pitch. Because like a lot of it, sometimes the numbers don't line up. Sometimes you spray a slider high arm side, and it's like, oh, the metrics were great, but it was a terrible pitch. And it's like, I'll like look, I'll throw a good slider, and I'll be like, oh, what was the vert on that? And it's dog shit. But it's a great location, and it's like he's like you executed the shit out of the pitch. So like, what's wrong with it? There's nothing wrong with it.
I think what people don't realize about you is, which is my favorite thing when I kind of look back at your career and stuff, you were originally drafted by the Blue Jays out of high school, and then you obviously decided to go to Kent State. You're a Maction boy, which is why, again, I'm such a big Eric Lauer guy. How hard was that for you out of high school to essentially turn down money and go play in the Big Bad Mac?
The big bad Mac. Uh, it was kind of weird. It was fun. It was cool to get drafted. It was weird the way that it all kind of went down. I have a really kind of funny draft story for my high school draft. Um, so it was draft day, and it's like 9 a.m. And I was still in between. I had no idea if I was going to college or if I was going to go pro. It kind of all depended on like where I was drafted, what the position was like, and like how much money got thrown at me. And so I wake up, my dad wakes me up 9 a.m. that morning, and he's like, "Hey, you got to get up. We got some decisions to make." And I'm like, "It's 9 in the morning. Why? What decision is there to make? The draft's not till 6." And he was like, "Well, we've got some calls. Your agent's calling." And actually, I believe it was the Rangers wanted to take me at 30, and so they came and they were like, "Hey, the slot value is 1.7. We could probably get to 2. Like, let us know by like 1 p.m. like what you want to do." And I kept saying, because they say when you go into the draft out of high school, they say like pick a number and stick to that number. Like if somebody gets to that number, consider it, and if they don't, say no, I'm going to college. So like set your bar pretty high because you have that ability. You kind of have that leverage of like leveraging college versus pro, and so they're like, and 2 was my number. And so then when they said we can get to 2, I was like, ah, crap. Now I got to really think about this because I didn't think anybody was going to get there. So I go down into the basement where my video games are set up, and I play a game of the show with the Texas Rangers against some random dude online. And I'm like, okay, if I win the game with this team, I'll go in the draft. And if I don't, I'll go to college. Like I'll make it that easy. I'll take myself out of it. And so it's like the 6th or 7th inning. I'm beating the absolute shit out of this guy. This guy has no, it's like 7-1. This guy has no idea what the implications are of this game. This dude's just playing for fun. And I'm over here like, oh my God, I'm about to go in the draft. I'm about to start my baseball career. I'm 18 years old. And 7th inning comes around and this dude quits. He quits the game. And I was like, well, what does that mean? Like, did I win? And I kind of took it as like a bad omen. And I was like, oh shit, maybe that means like my career will get snuffed out early, or like, I don't know. It felt off to me. So I was like, all right, I'm going to college. Like I can't make the decision based off of an omen like that, where somebody just quits on me like that. So yeah, I ended up going to college and turned it down. And then a couple days later, I think it was like the 2nd or 3rd day of the draft, I'm sitting in my buddy's house. I think we were crushing some McDonald's or something. And my agent calls me. He's like, "Hey, you just got drafted by the Blue Jays." And I was like, "All right, that's cool." Like, around, like I got drafted. That's a cool thing to say. And then, but after that, it was kind of like, it was more of a, from my understanding, it was more of a just in case something happened kind of pick. Like something happens where you don't want to go to college anymore. You get there and you're like, I really don't like it. You can still come play for us. And that's kind of how it went. But yeah, it was a weird draft story.
I mean, your college coach had to have been the happiest guy on the planet knowing you turned that down.
It's not every day a Mac school gets a 1st-round draft pick playing for their team, right? Like that's pretty insane.
But that was the hard part too, was because at the time the head coach that was recruiting me the whole time, Strickland, was leaving to go to Georgia. And so the whole reason I was going there, because I was originally committed to Kentucky, and I was verbally committed there, and then I switched over to Kent. And so I was trying to figure out if the head coach was going to take Mike Birkbeck, the pitching coach, with him to Georgia. And Birkbeck was the only reason I was going there. I was like, I want to work with this guy because he's the pitching guru of the world right now. And I was like, I was calling him. I was like, dude, you got to tell me if you're going. Like, do you want to go golf real quick and we can talk this over? Like, if you're leaving Kent, I'm leaving too. Like, please tell me.
Yeah, I mean, you don't want to go somewhere where you like why you committed there and he's actually not there. But speaking about the obviously we're really good friends with Chris Bassett. Is there a little bit of a rivalry there between you and Seabass, him going to Akron? Because we know is really good at chirping. I mean, he gets in my head a lot. So is there a lot of chirps that get flown back and forth between you and Chris when Akron and Kent State maybe are going toe to toe?
Yeah, I mean he loves to shoot out the old reference of Kent Reed, Kent Wright, Kent State. But I mean I don't even know if you can consider it a rivalry because like Akron was just so bad. Like they might have been okay when he was there, but like when I played, we didn't even get to play him for 2 years because they had to get rid of their baseball program. They were so bad.
Dude, so when they got rid of their baseball program, it was when my 18U team used to face like we used to do a college circuit. We used to face all these college teams. Like we didn't face the fucking teams Avery faced. Like Avery faced SEC schools. But I remember we faced Akron and we were there the year before they I guess dissolved or whatever it was or went like they cut their program. And we're like, why the fuck are we here showcasing ourselves if this team is like just gonna be gone next year? Like
Yeah,
it was the weirdest baseball field too. It was like right beside the football field, right?
yeah, yeah. It had like the weird. It had like a weird backdrop. I think it was in left field or something.
Yes.
Yeah.
Such a strange baseball facility and baseball team. But that is objectively funny that Chris Bassett went there and now he's just like
Oh
a
my.
really good Major League Baseball player from Akron. So I wanted to talk about that dynamic between you and Chris Bassett because we went to a game a couple months ago and you guys were just palling it up in right field. So what is that kind of friendship and relationship that you have between you and Chris?
I mean, it's a good one for sure. I think like everybody on the staff, everybody on the team, honestly, like we're all just a bunch of homies, man. And I mean, Seabass, he's a fun guy to talk to. He's a fun guy to mess with. I gave him the comp of Brent Suter, and he hated that. So like, he's one of those guys that's just like always. He's got energy. He's a good energy guy. He brings it. He's always having fun. He's always joking around, and like he's just a goofy dude. Like he's like that. He's that veteran presence that like you need, and like you can feel it when you're around him. Like he's very serious in what he does, but outside of baseball, he's just goofy. He's a goofy, fun, just fun guy to be around.
Do you get on the golf course at all? Because we've heard people say that he kind of sucks, but he thinks he's good.
Yeah, I need to. Actually, I'm supposed to go play with uh him. I think Bass is going. I think like Hoffy's going. A couple other guys I think are going in LA, and I haven't golfed all year. Like I don't even have my clubs with me because I was like I'm starting in Buffalo. I don't want to bring my clubs to Buffalo, and then when I finally got to Toronto, it was like, all right, my clubs are in Arizona. How am I going to get these things here? So I haven't got to golf yet, but I've heard mixed reviews on Bass. I know Ernie's really good.
You didn't see the golf video? We did a massive golf match against Ernie, Hoffman, and Davis. It's on YouTube. Hoffman
I,
can fucking swing it.
I
Hoffman can
heard
swing.
I've heard about that, but I didn't know it was a video. I thought they were just talking shit to each other.
We it was like it's a pretty I mean it's doing pretty well on YouTube, but I'm not gonna give you a spoiler of it, but it was a really good fucking match. Ernie's nasty, man. He's probably one of the best golfers I think I've ever played with. He's insane.
That's what I've heard. I've heard he's a stick, and I'm like, damn, I gotta get my shit together if I'm gonna go play.
He
I
kind
can't.
of plays golf like he plays golf like he plays baseball. It's just like pretty easy. It's gonna be 275 in the middle of the fairway every time. It's just like, oh, this
Just
is annoying to play against.
consistent, easygoing, just
Yeah,
gets it done.
yeah, exactly. I was looking through some stats today, and my favorite pitcher stats are always what you did at the plate. You got 10 career hits and a dinger in the big leagues. Like
That rocks.
where
Baby. That's
where does
slug.
that rank for you as coolest thing you've done in the big leagues?
Oh, the homer for sure is the coolest thing I've ever done. That's by far the coolest thing I've ever done.
And
Because I like to say I baited him into it too, to where I kind of like forced him to throw the same pitch twice, and second one I ripped. But like after the first, because I knew Paddock, I came up with Paddock, and like we were boys, and so I get in the box, and he throws a heater right down the middle, like most guys do to pitchers. Like you're not gonna shy away from a pitcher, except unless it's Greinke. Greinke wrecked my shit, but he throws a fastball right down the middle, and I looked at the catcher, and I'm like grabbing the pine tar on my bat, and I'm like, man, I just got no grip on this bat right now. Just like kind of trying to play him into like I'm not gonna swing. Like just throw it down the middle. I'm not gonna swing. And I'm sitting there the whole time, and I'm just like, if he throws that same pitch, I'm gonna smack the absolute shit out of this ball. And lucky enough, he threw the exact same pitch. Maybe a little. It was maybe a little more like in than the first one, but oh, I unloaded on that ball as much as I possibly could, and it felt like butter coming off. But the scary part for me was that it went to center, and I had hit a few balls that had gone like off the top of the wall or like got caught at the wall. And in my head, when I hit it, I was like, "Ooh, that felt good." But if it doesn't go over the fence and you're not on second base, you're gonna look like a loser. So you better get to second base. So I'm busting it around first, and then I finally see it go over the wall. And behind me, I just hear Hosmer, because when I was with the Padres, Hosmer he was one of the dudes that kind of like took me under his wing when I was a rookie. And I just hear him like scream Lauer. Like as I'm running by him, and I like his home run sign was always like he would drop the hog on skip at first. So I like as I'm rounding first, I just like slightly turned around and like dropped it on him. And then I just kept going.
Dude.
And it was a lot faster of a home run trot than I would have liked it to be, but it was because I was trying to book it the second just in case.
Do you still have the ball?
Oh yeah, I got the ball.
Oh, you better. I mean, you're not going to not have it, but
I was trying the bat. I was trying to get everything, but apparently my bat got lost, and I don't know what happened to that.
it's in the Milwaukee Sports Museum right now. Loperfido actually told us to ask you about a funny story of you pinch running.
Oh God.
Is there a funny pinch running story about you?
I don't know if I can say the whole thing on a podcast, because it's got a little things that probably shouldn't be going on with it. But yeah. Yeah, dude, it was all right. So it was in Milwaukee. It was like our, I don't remember who we were playing, but it was like the game to clinch going to the playoffs. I think it was our game to clinch first place or something. And so I'm sitting on the bench, and I mean, I was not in the game at that point. I could say that. How about that? I was not in the game on the bench at that moment. And so I'm watching, just shooting the shit with the guys on the bench, and then Pat Murphy comes up, and he does this thing all the time. Like every game, he's gonna go up to somebody, usually the younger guys, and he's gonna be like, "Hey, we might need you to pinch run. Go put your cleats on." And 99% of the time, he's just messing with you. He just wants you to go get ready for no reason. So you have to sit there with spikes on for 3 or 4 innings just to mess with pitchers. And so he comes up to me, and he's like, "Hey, we might need you to pinch run here if Rowdy gets on." And I'm like, Are you serious? Are you for real?" And he's like, "Yeah." And Rowdy's like, he's on deck. I'm like, "You couldn't have told me a little sooner." And he's like, "No, I'm dead serious. Like, go get your shit on." And I had no belt, no cleats, no jersey, nothing. And I sprint up to the locker room. I'm throwing things on. I don't even know what I'm doing. And I'm watching on TV as Rowdy's like hitting. He's in the box, and he gets walked on like 4 straight pitches. And so I'm like, as he's going to first, I'm like throwing my belt on, sprinting down the tunnel. I sprint all the way from the clubhouse straight to first base. And I'm like, what just happened? Like somebody threw me my helmet as I was going onto the field. And so I'm on first base, and I'm in a daze. And I'm like, all right, what do I got to do now? And I'm like the go ahead run. And so the next guy, I think it was within the first 2 pitches, hits a absolute line shot to right center, and I'm like, I got to score. I'm going first to home right here. I'm flying. And so I round second, and they hold me up at third. I'm from the bench to third base in like 2 minutes, and this is after completely being out of the game, like completely. And so I get to third, and I'm just like, all right, what's happening? And so like third base coach is telling me all this stuff on what to do, what not to do. Completely forgot it. Next guy hits like a chopper to third, and normally on a chopper to third, you're really like as a pitcher, you're probably not going. Like they got it. That was a good play for them. For some reason, I know the reason. I panicked and I just took off. I freaking busted ass for home. And apparently, I like slid in head first, which pitchers you're not supposed to do. It was just a reaction. And apparently, so I like the third baseman was playing kind of like in line with the bag, not expecting me to go home because it was a soft chopper, but I took off so fast. Apparently, it kind of like freaked the third baseman out, and he like bobbled the ball. So I ended up scoring. I think the guy at first might have even been safe, and so I scored the run, got a crazy raspberry or whatever on my knee, and I go inside and I'm like taking my stuff off, and they're putting up the plastic for the champagne shower. I'm sitting there like taking my stuff off, just thinking like, what just happened? Like what how did that all just go down? And it was like 5 minutes.
Oh
It
my God.
was
What a fucking
just
story.
5 minutes
Thank you,
before the
Loperfito.
run.
What a fucking story that is.
It was that was a fun one. That was a cool one. I got to be part of that game, and I was pretty pumped about it. But yeah, going into it, I was not ready to be in that game. I was in no condition to be in that game.
And I mean the awesome part about it is that's baseball. I mean you
That's
scored. I mean that's fucking unbelievable.
the great thing about it is like you go out there and you just do something crazy.
My favorite stories are the guys who go to Korea, and Merrill Kelly told the great smoke break story recently. How ma- how many players in Korea are just smoking darts the whole game?
Oh, they're ripping. I mean, I'd say at least half the team, mostly the older guys, but like there was, yeah, that the smoke break got me every time because if you're going out for the sixth and there's a 5 minute break and you're like, I'm normally like ready to go. Like as soon as the inning's over, I'm like, I got to get out there. I got to get my warm up pitches in and like get going. Every time after the fifth, I'm doing my normal stuff, putting my hat on, getting ready to go out on the field. And they're like, hold on. Like there's nobody on the field right now. Like everybody's gone. The umpires are off the field. The umpires are in their clubhouse having a smoke. Half of our team's in the clubhouse having a smoke. And it's like they're the thinnest little cigarettes you can ever find. They're little tiny things. And I swear to God, they just one puff the whole thing. They just rip the whole thing and come right back out. But yeah, the fifth inning smoke break was definitely an interesting add to the game.
I've had guys on other teams when they come to the Rogers Center tell me stories of like the Asian players like taking smoke breaks during Major League Baseball games, like going into like there's like a little compartment beside the dugout of the visitors place, and there's just like all the Korean players and like the Asian players just ripping cigs in the Rogers Center. So that is a crazy adjust. Was a little part of you like maybe you should take up a little bit of smoking and just kind of be a part of with the boys and something like that when you're in Korea?
Honestly, I kept saying to Yang, the older pitcher, like a legend over there, absolute legend. Like yes, last year he broke the all-time strikeout record while I was over there. Just a really cool guy. It's cool being able to play with a legend in Korea and then come back and play with a legend in the major leagues. Like it's like I'm just the experience that I'm getting and being able to talk to these guys. I couldn't talk to Yang all that much, but like just being able to like pick their brains is just so cool. But I kept telling him, I'm like, dude, if we like when we make the playoffs or like when we win this thing, like I'm gonna smoke a dart with you. I'm gonna rip a dart with you. And I just like, and every time they're just like, no, no, you don't want to. Don't start that. Don't start the habit if you haven't already. But yeah, dude, they have their own whole room in the clubhouse that has like fumigators or whatever they are that suck in the smoke because the room is just for smoking. And
A
it's
dart room.
crazy.
A
Yeah.
dart room.
Yeah, it's literally what it is.
I mean, they should put that in every bar in the country, honestly. I
That
think
would
that
be a good business idea.
Yeah,
Just a
honestly,
dart room.
yeah, and it doesn't have to be a very big room. It's just a room like a couch and like a humidifier or something. I don't even know what it was, but I mean the room smelled like complete shit, but it worked a little bit.
God, that fires me up, man. I want. And speaking about fired up, man. Obviously, me and Avery, we've been covering this team for like 3 or 4 seasons now. This is easily, and I don't want to speak for Avery, but probably the most fun I've had watching the Toronto Blue Jays. I want to talk about just the clubhouse, like you mentioned, the locker room dynamic, and how awesome it is, kind of having a defense behind you that you know is one of the best in baseball, back-to-back team gold gloves. Is that good? You tell me. And then having an offense that you know is going to put runs on the board for you, no matter really what happens for you on the mound. Like it's unbelievable.
Oh my God, yeah. Dude, it's just it's fun. And it's kind of like Springer keeps saying, he's like, we're just a bunch of renegades. Like we just figure out ways to get it done. Like we've had some injuries, guys have gone down, like some pretty big pieces have gone down, and it's always just been like next man up, and like guys have really taken advantage of the opportunities that we get. And I think I think a lot of it has to do with just the culture of the clubhouse and the culture of just the organization as a whole. Like it's really fun to play for this team right now, and it's really fun knowing that like we're always in the game. Like no matter how we go, no matter how the game starts, like we always know that there's a chance. And like I think the offense is a huge part of that because as pitchers, we know we're going out there to try to do our job best we can every day. And we know that the defense behind us is going to make plays that they can. And it's always like offense is just that hard part. It's the hardest part of baseball. And it's like when you see your guys going up there and absolutely battling every single at bat, trying to like not even hit homers, just get on base and make some crazy shit happen. And like you see it, like especially in that Yankee series, like you see what happens when you make a lot of contact, you foul a lot of balls off, you get on base, put the ball in play. Like weird shit can happen. It's baseball. So like even at the highest level, guys make mistakes, guys panic, guys make bad throws, like whatever it might be. It's like as much as we can possibly speed the game up for the other team is kind of what we're trying to do. So like
You talk,
if we can get on and off the field as pitchers, that gives the other guy less rest. That gives the other team a little bit more like, oh shit, he's on top of us today. So it's like there's a whole lot of things that I feel like this team does really well. And I think the biggest part is just like the camaraderie and the culture between everybody. It's like it's not a clicky team. There's no like groups or anything. It's not the starters and the relievers and the position players and the outfielders and whoever. It's not the power hitters. It's like everybody's just in there like pulling for each other, just rooting for each other and like hanging out. Like we're just all having fun together.
you talked about playing with legend in Korea and Max Scherzer now. What would you say are similarities between the two that makes them great? And even just some similarities in great pitchers in baseball in general, like mindset wise. Obviously, great stuff's number one, but
Yeah,
mindset wise.
I think it's a lot of it's just the extreme confidence in what they do. Like it's an extreme confidence in their preparation. It's an extreme confidence in like I can beat this guy. I can beat whoever's in the box. And I think that's one of the biggest things because once you get to a certain level, like your stuff's what it's going to be. And like everybody's constantly adjusting because over time things break down, stuff doesn't break as much, your velocity drops. Like people go through these waves throughout a career and even throughout a season. Like you see it with dead arms and um, just like a really good game, things are working better. Really bad game, things aren't working so well. But like the really, really good guys, the really, really good pitchers, like know how to navigate those flows really well, and they can keep it as almost even as possible. And even like when you're not feeling great, you're still out there executing pitches, even with your B stuff. And like you're good enough to get guys out with that. And it's hitting's really, really hard. So it's like just that extreme confidence in yourself and in what you do and everything you put into your craft, I think has been, it's just really cool to see. And it's really cool to see that confidence just exude from these people.
How do you get that back personally? Because last year had to have been tough for you, right?
Oh yeah, dude, it was wild because I've always been a shoulder pain guy. Like I've always understood shoulder pain. It's what I've had my whole life. And so like when something feels off in my shoulder, I can fix it. But going through elbow pain and like elbow discomfort, I had no idea what was going on. I thought my UCL was gone several times, and I never felt a pop, never felt anything. I was just like, this can't be right. Like, what's going on? And so, like, changing some things, trying to figure that out, and then just getting back to like what made me a good pitcher before. Like, why was it? How did I got guys out before? What was I doing? And it was more like I need to be able to pitch the way that I pitch instead of trying to chase velocity, instead of being like, because for a couple of years I was told like you're unless you're throwing 95, you're just not good. And I was like, that's just not true. Like I don't know how you can think. I understand if you just look at the nerds and you just look at the numbers and stuff. Like I understand where you're coming from, but to say that that's the only thing because I've never thrown that hard. I threw that hard for 1.5 years maybe, and like yeah, I put up some good numbers, but to say that that's the only thing that made me good, I thought was crazy. And so like trying to reinvent like what it is that I did and then get back to what it is that made me good, I think was the biggest struggle for me and trying to be coachable and trying to like listen because everybody wants to help you. Everybody wants to see you succeed, but like not all of it's helpful. Not all of it's what the problem actually is. And so I think just like the freedom of getting back to, this is how I pitch. I speed guys up, I slow them down, I use my fastball, even though it's not what's considered an elite fastball. It is, it's enough to get on guys and then have my breaking stuff play up. So that's
Was there
that's kind of the route.
was there a start that you would go back, like say things were going bad last year, that you went back to a big league start and you watched this and be like, this is the one that like I can do this still, and I love watching this.
I mean, yes and no. Like it's I'm not really a guy who likes to go back and watch things because there's been changes over the years where I'm like, all right, like my arm swing's not the same as that. My stuff's not the same as that. But I think it was more just getting over to Korea, and I think that's kind of where it started for me was they they treated me like I was a Hall of Famer over there. Like before I threw a pitch, I was they for some reason they I remember one of the bench coaches we had was a Korean. I don't know if he was a Hall of Famer or if he was this insane Korean closer who threw cutters. Like he was like the Mariano Rivera of Korea. And he was sitting next to me on the bench one day and using a translator, he was telling me, he was like, he was like, why do you have this confidence issue? Why are you not confident? I was trying to explain to him like, well, like my arm's going through some stuff. Like I'm trying to figure out mechanically what's going wrong. Like my velocity's down. And he looks at me and he's like, you have 36, I think, win. It was something like 36. You have 36 wins in the MLB. Like nobody else here has that. Nobody in Korea has that. You've done things that people like will probably never do here. Like why are you not confident in that you're good? Like you have stats and you have games to prove that you're good. And like that was like an eye-opening thought for me because I was like I didn't really think I was good. I didn't like there was a time where I was like I don't even know if I can make baseball work anymore. And when he came up to me and I have this like legend of Korea telling me like you're really really good. You're better than I was. And I was like I don't know about that, but like it's just that confidence plays into it so much. And when you're not confident on the mound, like the hitter can feel it, people can see it. Like you can it comes out in your pitches. So just being able to have that confidence and that extra little oomph behind you and uh of executing the pitch and knowing that like all I have to do is execute this pitch and it's really hard to hit. And like it just opens up so much more of the zone for you. It opens up so much easier thinking. But yeah, I think it was hard for a long time as far as like, am I good enough? Am I even going to be able to make it back to the big leagues? Like, is there a chance? Is I'm getting older? Is time running out? Like, I don't know.
How do
And
you? Yeah, that's fair. That's
yeah,
fair. That's fair. Well, because I wanted to kind of piggyback on what you were saying, not to interrupt you, but I mean, it's truly been unbelievable to watch what you have been able to do here. And one of my favorite starts from yours was that last start you made against San Francisco Giants on a Saturday, sold out Rogers Center. You fucking shoved. Did you get a chance to, after that start, look around and see 45,000 people watching you pitch going absolutely fucking bananas and kind of be like, man, I'm here, like I am fucking back. Like I'm back in the big leagues pitching for a very good baseball team.
oh yeah, oh yeah. And I think that's one of the coolest things is like when you have those moments where you can actually like step back and you're like, all right, my job's done for the day. I can step back and I can just kind of like look around and take it all in. I feel like I have a whole new appreciation for just like what it means to be in the big leagues, what it means to stay in the big leagues, what it means to have success in the big leagues. It's just it's a different it's a different kind of like elation that you get. And to be able to recognize it in the moment, it's really hard because like we're out there, we do this every day. It becomes like a monotonous, it is a job. So it becomes like it's a monotonous thing, but it's one of the coolest monotonous things you can do in your life. So when you have those chances and you can actually like take a step back and look around or like even games you're not pitching, just sitting on the bench and like taking it all in of like there's probably 40,000 people here who would trade me seats right now, who would love to be in this dugout, who would love to just experience a baseball game from this vantage point. Like it's a very exclusive thing to do. And being able to just recognize that and take it in, I mean, it's cool. It's like nothing else. And just being able to come back and have a whole new appreciation for it. I mean, it's wild. It's a great feeling and it's fun. It honestly makes it makes it that much more enjoyable when you have 40,000 people that you can look around and be like, wow, these people are cheering for us. Like they came here to see us succeed. We're succeeding and like they love it. And that's what we want. That's what I mean, we are entertainers and we put on a show for people and that's part of our job. And to see so many people coming out and, supporting and having fun and just, being part of like the good vibes. Like it's a crazy, awesome, like almost borderline unexplainable feeling.
Yeah, I mean, I got that feeling when I threw the first pitch on the mound and I airmailed Ernie, but I
Well,
35,000, but
Did you get booed by 40,000 people? You ever
no,
had
I
that?
didn't. I didn't, but I'll be honest with you. Obviously, with how heavily online we are, I had to like literally, I couldn't sleep that night. It was so bad. Like the Twitter mentions were bad, the Instagram comments were really bad, and it kind of took away the honor of getting asked to throw at a first pitch at a Blue Jays game. But yeah, I couldn't imagine the stuff when you guys start to like when you guys struggle, you go through. But yeah, it was probably a very small scale of what you guys deal with. But you mentioned the Rogers Center, and I kind of wanted to touch on that. How crazy has the crowds been for you, like as the players? Because you guys haven't seen fuck all yet. I'll tell you, you haven't seen fuck all yet, especially come September playoff time. It's the loudest building in North. It's insane stuff. But what has it been like for you from a player perspective, even when you're not pitching, to kind of look around and just see how absolutely packed it is and how loud it has been?
Oh, it's so fun, dude. That's like the best part about baseball is it's not even the game. It's just being able to play in front of a full crowd like that. More than anything, more like no matter how much I think the the game implication has, I think if you ask any guy, he's gonna say like playing in front of a sold out crowd is the coolest part of baseball. Like it, like beside like playoffs, you kind of assume that it's gonna be packed, but like any game you get where it's sold out and the crowd's into it, the crowd's jumping, like there's a lot going on around the stadium, there's buzz, like it's just fun. It makes the game that much more fun. And I think like my wife says it all the time. She's like, I love this field. Like I love the stadium, just how like how it's set up, the food, how accommodating everybody is. Like it's just it's one of my favorite ballparks, if not my favorite. And I mean, it's only going up the more we win.
Yeah, exactly.
Like that's
You were touching on
sorry.
some. Oh, go ahead, man.
I was just gonna say real quick, like that's one thing that I loved about Korea was how absolutely into the games their fans are. And because they do the cheerleaders, they do chants, like they have a homemade walk-up song for every hitter and they sing it the entire time. And um, like their cheering sections, they're like blasting off water cannons when it's hot, and they're just going nuts the whole game. It's loud the whole game. There's music playing. They have speakers. They have a MC for each team. And I kept saying like, because they do like this chant when you pick off. You know how people boo, like
Yeah.
when you pick off, and they're like, "Oh, boo, boo," slowing the game down. In Korea, they have this chant that they do, and it's like I asked one time, I was like, "What does it mean?" Because like obviously I don't know Korean. I don't know what the hell they're saying. And the interpreter was like, "It's kind of like it means like throw the ball. The sun's coming up tomorrow, kind of thing. It's like a you're taking too long kind of thing." And I was like, "Man, that would be really distracting if I knew Korean." Because you got this dude on a mic with a speaker in front of him, like talking to you the whole game, talking to the crowd, talking about you on the field. Like, and you can hear it clear as day because it's over the loudspeakers. And I was like, man, if I knew Korean, I'd probably be really distracted by this. But to me, it just sounds like gibberish. So it's cool. It just sounds like noise. It's just crowd noise. But like playing in front of wild and rowdy and crazy fans is like it's the most fun thing ever. It's what you imagine professional Major League Baseball being like, and like so when it is like that, you're like, wow, this is the dream.
Do you have a newfound appreciation for players coming over and having to use a translator the whole time to talk to people?
Oh my God, yeah, dude, you can't. It's wild. Like I have a whole new appreciation for what the Latins go through, what like any foreign player goes through. Because like when I was over there, I was the foreigner, and it's weird being called the foreigner, like the foreign guy, and not being able to go anywhere without a translator and know what was going on was one of the weirdest experiences, a culture shock. But like we always made the joke over there is like too tall, like because me and James Nail, the other pitcher that I was there with, were like we're two tall white guys with beards in Gwangju, South Korea. there's nobody looks like us. So like we get picked out of the crowd everywhere we go. I kept saying, I was like, I now know what it feels like going over there. I feel like I have some feel for what Vladdy feels like in Toronto, probably. Like he goes, you go anywhere, you go to the grocery store, you're getting stopped. You're getting people are calling out. Like I went to the grocery store and like the workers in the grocery store were like, Lawa, Lawa. And they're like, then all of a sudden the whole aisle that I'm in is just filled with people waiting for a picture, an autograph or something. And I'm like, my wife's like, we need to go. Like we're trying to get we have frozen foods right here. We need to go.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
What has the fan reaction been like for you? Because I'm not going to take credit for the full Lauer Hour experience, but I'm assuming you're aware of the nickname we've kind of curated for you with the Lauer Hour. Um, what has it been like for you, man? Because I'll be honest with you, man, they fucking love you here. Like, obviously, I'm not giving credit. Like, you're the one that's pitching and carving, but we're massive fans of yours, so it obviously replicates with our fan base and stuff like that. What has it been like for you, just even when you're out in public or just when you're warming up in the bullpen here? And like, what do the people say to you? Is Lauer Hour chant started a little bit, a couple times, or what's the deal?
I have heard it a few times. I've heard it when I'm like warming up in the bullpen or if I'm throwing before or like at BP, some people will just yell it down and like it's fun. I've really never been in this position where I'm like doing really well and things are going well, the team's rolling, and no, it's just fun. It's fun when people feel like they're behind you and rooting for you and in your corner, and I mean, it makes you just want to interact more. It makes you want to go like interact with the fans. It makes you want to go out there and keep shoving. It makes you want to work a little harder. I mean, to keep the good times rolling. But yeah, it's been great.
We want to make Lauer Hour shirts, but Avery is our legal counsel, so he said we might get sued by the MLBPA. But yeah, the Lauer Hour shirts would go triple platinum if we did sell those. I will say that.
Oh
It's
yeah.
maybe we'll donate the money to charity so we can't get sued.
There
All
you
the
go.
pros. But another thing that's awesome about you is people, our fan base will like scroll through your Twitter. And you used to have elite Twitter game. Like there's some tweets out there from you
Oh
where
my,
it's like it's not even remotely problematic. It's like you saying you'll be on the cover of Sports Illustrated. I guess you were chirping like Yelich or someone who was on the cover of Sports Illustrated. There was tweets of you saying like you're a dog. Like there's just some awesome vintage Eric Lauer tweets from like when you were in high school and college probably that you
oh.
had no idea. Do you just have no access to your Twitter anymore or see those anymore?
Dude, I haven't. I no, I actually go on Twitter a ton, but I don't know why. I just like stopped. I stopped tweeting just because like I go on Twitter more just to like read stuff and read articles, and I'm a big conspiracy guy, so a lot of my Twitter is now conspiracies and like just deep state shit and like all that. So like I honestly, when I go on Twitter, I usually kind of get pissed off at what I'm reading, so I
Yeah,
don't have to
okay. Because those
send out.
tweets are so good, man. Your old tweet game was elite.
I used to love it. I always remembered there's like two tweets that I can actually remember that always cracked me up. There was one a while ago about like I don't know why, but for some reason the only time that I really want a ginger ale is when I'm 30,000 feet in the air. Like what why is that a thing? Why is that like I never think twice about getting a ginger ale, but as soon as a flight attendant comes by and I'm sitting in an airplane seat, I'm like ginger ale's the drink. Ginger ale's the one right now.
It's such, dude. It's such good Twitter games. I'm surprised you haven't like seen because our fan base will always. There's one tweet where it's like I think you said like something like I love this shit or something like that. And after every start you have where you shove, I quote tweet it and I just put like the below, like point below, like I love this shit or something like that. This is crazy or something like that. So your Twitter game has just been absolutely electric. Avery, what do you got for him?
I got last one here. You're talking the Rapsodo TrackMan stuff. Was there any of the modern pitching trends you tried that just absolutely kind of failed? Like the kick change, the three different fastballs, that it was just
Oh,
like, I can't do this shit.
uh, No, the kick change actually is one that worked. That's my change up now. So
Oh, let's go.
that one's still in play. Pick that up from Instagram this offseason. And
So we
then
found one that worked. That's better than things that didn't work, to be
yeah,
honest.
I swear to God, I've tried every single changeup grip known to man, and nothing has worked. And then all of a sudden, just a dude from Treads like, here, grab it
Yeah.
like this, throw it. And I was like, holy shit, that works. And but I've tried some sweepers. Like I never understood the whole sweeper craze when it first came out. Cause I'm like, sweeper, that's just an old slurve. Like it's not a new pitch. Like somebody just used a new term for it. It's an old pitch. People have been throwing it forever. It just got really popular because Otani started throwing it. But tried sweepers. Doesn't really match with my arm swing. Um, no, I can't really say that there's a whole lot that I've tried besides the kick change is the one in every single changeup grip known to man. But like the thing after I've been talking to Max a lot and trying to adjust my curveball a little bit with like slight I've never been like a spike curveball or a knuckle curveball guy. Like it just I put too much pressure in the ball and it messes my finger up. Uh I've been trying to get like a baby spike a little bit. I've been pulling it back a touch just from talking with Max on just like what it can do, how the feel can change. Um, but yeah, other than that, I really haven't dove too deep into like metrics and trying to like manipulate them just because I think my stuff is what it is. I'd rather it pass the eye test and be able to execute a pitch rather than just chase metrics because the thing that doesn't make sense to me is like everybody there's not a specific metric to hit with anything. Like for your own plot, I guess you could say, there's certain places to be, and like I'm generally in those areas, but trying to force something that doesn't really happen for you, I think is just not ever a good idea. I think that's just you're asking to either hurt yourself, mess up your other pitches, or kind of just throw you out of whack as a whole. And so like metrically, I don't do a whole lot as far as that. I like to make sure things are in the right areas that I want them to be. But I'm much more of an old school like feel guy. Like if things feel right, they're good. If it doesn't feel right, I don't care what it says metrically. Like it's not going to be good because I'm not going to have the confidence. I'm not going to have the like fuck you behind it.
Yeah, that makes sense. And I got two more things. So the one thing that I want to ask is just my dumb brain observing baseball. At what point when you're warming up or when you're in the bullpen are you like, I fucking have it today? Like, is there certain aspects when you're warming up before a game where you're just you throw a good breaking ball or your fastball is just you hit the spot where Kirk is set up and you're like, I fucking have it today? Does that happen when you're warming up on the field or in the bullpen?
Uh, I'd say for me, like I can tell what kind of day it's going to be like as soon as I start throwing on the field. Like as soon as I can just tell how my arm feels, how my shoulder feels, like how my body's moving, if my legs are in sync. Like as soon as I start playing catch. Once I get to the mound, I try to not take it too seriously because I think it was Wainwright who they had mic'd up a few years ago or a couple years ago in the bullpen. And he made a really good point where he was like, the pregame bullpen, like you're not trying to strike guys out in the pregame bullpen. Like you're just trying to get everything moving. You're just trying to make sure you're in the right locations and like just kind of get everything working. That way you can go into the game and know like what you have that day. And so like a lot of times you can get in your own head a little bit in the bullpen of like if you're throwing absolute BBs in the bullpen and you're dotting locations and you're feeling yourself in your bullpen, sometimes those are the scariest games to go into because you're like, oh shit, something's gonna change and
Yeah.
shit's gonna hit the fan real quick here. And then sometimes when you are absolute ass in the bullpen, you're like, all right, here we go. Like
Locks you in.
yeah,
Locks you
it
in.
gives you that like, all right, I really got to focus here. I really got to figure this out because I got to go throw strikes, and I couldn't throw a damn strike in the bullpen with nobody in the box. So now I got to really lock it in. And those sometimes that's what they say. It's kind of like it's an inverse correlation where it's like good bullpen could mean bad game, but bad bullpen probably means good game. It's one of those weird things where like you're just trying to get going, and I can usually tell like if it's going to be a good day or a bad day just based on like catch play. That's like the Tigers game the other day. Terrible.
Really?
Felt terrible.
That was like the best start of the year. That was
Yeah, and I was playing catch, and I was like, oh, this like my legs don't feel right. Like I was swinging a little bit. I was a little too upright. I got in the bullpen, and for some reason, you can only use one of the mounds in the bullpen in Tiger Stadium because the one apparently the home plate's not straight, and then the one that you have to throw on, there's the damn flagpole in the
Yeah,
left-handed
the
back
pole's
spot.
right behind it. Yeah.
Yeah, so I'm like, I'm either if I go arm side heater here, I might kill Heine. Like I might skip it off that pole and hit him right in the ear. So I mean that locked me in a little bit, but yeah, no, it was I felt like I had terrible stuff. So I was like that was when I figured it out in the bullpen. I was like, all right, I got to really lock it in here because like your stuff's not great today. Like
wow.
I'm not stuff guys today. I'm gonna have to really pitch and figure out a way to get them out.
Yeah. Yeah. And I'll end it with this. My last question. I always love hearing this. Have you had a favorite moment this year from either when you're pitching or just like being in the dugout and watching something cool happening on the field? Like, what has been your moment of the year so far with this Toronto Blue Jays team or even personally for you?
Oh man,
Because there's been some awesome comebacks,
yeah.
walk-offs. Like, I mean, Addison Barger's been insane. His home runs are like the furthest home runs I've ever seen in my life. It's just, there's been such a good mix of awesome moments this season, or even from you personally.
I mean, that's tough. That's a tough one just because there's so many fun times. Um,
Like
I
for
think
me personally, I know it's recency bias, but watching vintage Max Scherzer pitch yesterday was like the coolest thing of all time in a Blue Jays jersey. Like 11 punchies. Like that was
cool.
sick.
I
And
think George
I actually
George on
called.
Canada Day is mine. Like
Oh yes.
Canada Day was
I think yeah, watching. I even called it a little bit too because I was like, I was Scherzer's birthday back in Detroit. I was like, we might see vintage Scherzer tomorrow. I was calling it the day before. I was like, we might get vintage Scherzer tomorrow. Just 'cause we're going for the sweep. Like everything's lining up perfect, and he absolutely shoved. But yeah, George on Canada Day was insane. Barger's the back-to-back homers for walk it off against Arizona was awesome. Um, I think I think as a whole, after after that 4 game sweep of the Yankees, I think just that whole series, just how crazy it was, and then the feel after the sweep and the game, and just like how we how we celebrated was just it was just cool. It was fun, and it felt like I think that was the turning point where the entire team was like, dude, we got this. Like we're all collectively him. And like it was I feel like that was a big like mood shift. It wasn't just like, oh, we're good, like we're really good. It was like, oh shit, we're fucking the team right now.
Oh,
And
dude, it's been fun. I've been obviously jabbing at Yankee fans online. It's just been the greatest of all time to just kind of finally go at them for once. But anyways, man, I mean, like I've talked about multiple times in this podcast, it's been unbelievable watching you pitch for our baseball team. You've been, like Ernie said, we've talked to Ernie about you. He talks about how much he loves you. I talked to Lil Perfido, Miles Straw, all the guys I've asked about you have spoken glowingly about how good of a teammate you are. So it's been fun to watch you here, man. We're rooting for you the rest of the year, obviously, and we're excited to watch you pitch. Are you going game 1 or game 2 tomorrow?
I don't know actually. I I think we're still trying to figure that one out.
There it is. Nothing wrong with that. But anyways, man, we appreciate you. Welcome to the Gate 14 family. Like I say to all the guests, you have our collective. We will protect you online during your entire career now. So I will be going at people like a little bulldog if they say one bad word about you. So you're our guy now forever, and we appreciate you coming on this, man. It means a lot.
All right, hell yeah, no problem.